Hi, my name is Autumn Campbell, and I'm going to be talking about the discussion for week 3. I have my notes here beside me to help me stay on track. So I want to start with a little bit of some summaries for the 4 videos that we watched. They were all great and had really important information, so I put all the things that I learned into a summary that I'm going to talk about now. So in the first video, they talked about how important assessments are, that they really help the teacher to find out the student's needs and to really inform instruction to decide a path for maybe the unit or for the year or for that section. And it's important to use technology, the newest technology. It really helps the students to practice those skills for maybe the next year or for other opportunities they're going to have to use technology. The first video also mentions that the whole goal of formative and summative assessments are really to guide instruction and to really inform the teacher of what the student's needs are or where maybe they missed out on the concept or the topic. The items that I learned from summative assessments from all 4 videos is that they said to think summary, which is really great. So summative assessments are used for end of unit or end of the period, and they're used to help assess everything that the student learned. So it's all of the important information, and it's everything that's been taught in the class. And they really stressed that you don't want to put anything on any type of assessment, but especially summative assessments that you didn't teach in the classroom. It should only be things that you spent time on the class, and depending on how much you spent time in class should reflect on the assessment. They did stress that the students will need the time to study for summative assessments, and that most of the time summative assessments are presented as formal tests or quizzes. Sometimes they can be pre-tests and or portfolios, projects, interviews, essays, things like that. Formative assessments, they said to think about informing. They're usually informal checks or quizzes, and they also inform instruction, just like summative assessments. But they can be games, group projects, group work, and sometimes they can be graded or ungraded. Majority of the time they're ungraded because the teacher really uses observation to see the interaction with the students, but they can be graded sometimes as well. For the second part of the discussion, it says, talk about 2 unique formative assessments and 2 unique summative assessments that I would apply in my own classroom. So I'm currently teaching 7th grade science. So for formative, I think that it would be really cool to use art projects. Normally people don't think science and art mix, but I think it's really cool when students are able to make models, draw pictures, paintings, photos, make sculptures, things like that for science, because science can really be abstract a lot of the times, and so it really makes it a physical thing that they can relate to. I also really like the use of entry and exit slips. I currently do that in my Zoom classes as well. The next one was summative. I really like presentations. I think it's a great opportunity for students to learn from their peers and to hear different perspectives than just always having the teachers talk at them. And group projects. I don't always like those for really big points or grades, but I do think they're important for certain topics, and they help students practice their social skills and teamwork. The next question was, how would you go about developing and implementing these assessments? In science, for the art, I could have them create models at the end of a unit to really emphasize what we learned. For the exit and entry slips, I could use them to review the day before, and I like I said before, I do currently use those for my Zooms. For the presentations, it's a great way for peer instruction. So they're really helping each other learn, and hearing it from another student, maybe they can relate better. And for projects, like I said, it increases social skills, and I wouldn't use it for a lot of points because I think sometimes group projects can go astray. But I do think they're great for reviewing a unit, or even just for the topics that maybe are small, and having the students do their own personal research. For the barriers that I think I will face, the first one obviously is distance learning. Distance learning is really rough. It's hard to do art projects, presentations, and group projects over distance learning. And I also think that in classroom on a normal year, I would struggle maybe with student cooperation. So to overcome these obstacles, I would like to create unique ways to do these assessments, by collaborating with other teachers and practicing these skills with my students in the classroom. So, preparing them that we're going to be doing these projects, walking them through how to succeed in these projects, and then being there alongside with them step by step. And then hopefully by the end of the year, they'll be able to do those types of assessments or projects on their own, because I've walked them through and really helped them learn how to succeed at being assessed. So that's all for this week. I look forward to hearing what the rest of you have to say. Have a great day.